my fellow nerds out there, this is Oracle and Richie, and welcome back once again to Rectifier in Bloom. Last time we did Lyora's route, if I remember it correctly. Yeah, we did. So we did Lyora's route, and this time I kind of wanted to continue with Glyph's route. So, mostly because that's the only other one that's available that we haven't done yet. Yeah, Glyph and Ren are out right now. Prezi and Emil will release in the next 2 Sundays. Okay, so we did Greer, Layor, and Stills. I kind of want to do Glyph next. Because he seems to be mentioned quite a lot in the other stories, aside from, being a main character. So yeah, let's go ahead and do Glyph. Details. Glyph is the ambassador of the half-animal, half-human race of Anaterans. As a wolf hybrid slash Lycan. Well, doesn't Lycan just mean wolf? Glyph is often feared by humans, though he couldn't be more friendly or charming. We give the wolf a chance to show he isn't so bad? Sure. Glyph route. Honeysuckle. Continue? Yes. Take it. Catch it now. Bring it to the sword. It's getting away. The silhouette moves swiftly on all fours, traversing the city's pavements, then crosses mud and grass. Before long, it's all but lost in the thick wood. Ah, bloody hell! It ran off, boys. No step further. Yells the generously mustachioed man in shiny armor. He points to a demarcation line on the ground. These cursed woods are off limits. Let's go home. He casts a grievous farewell glance at the forest. We'll see who laughs last. Look at Glyph. He breathes heavily. He looks at his weighty waist bag, like its chest filled with gold, but much lighter. He pats it accomplished, but like he does his stomach, much like he does his stomach when he's had his fill. You know there are quicker ways to die than sneaking into human territory. You don't say. You could have asked me. Nah, you wouldn't have gotten what I needed. What did you get? Glyph immediately shakes his head. Nope. No. I'm not telling you. But, hey. Because it's a surprise. I love surprises. That's exciting. Right? Best of all, I got you something extra special. That just makes you want to know more. That's quite cruel of you. No way, it's normal. It's only a couple hours walk. If we have fun, it'll go by quicker. Have fun? How so? He always smiles to himself. It seems like another secret you won't be privy to. Come on, the quicker you are, the sooner we'll find out. He winks as he said it. It's well worth the wait. You often have to pick up the pace when traveling with Glyph, who's practically sprinting. You don't make it a practice to try keeping up with him. He won't run off without you. He has enough energy to dart ahead and circle back to you to report on some mundane finding. Maybe birds chirping in the trees, a rabbit darting into the bush, or a butterfly landing on a tree to showcase its bright wings. Richie, come look at this! He stops long enough for you to catch up to him. Your eyes follow where his finger points. All you can see are the canopy of trees above you. No human would dare come to these woods, and the thought of it makes you feel better. It's a vine. You can only blink in response. It's a shortcut. You can swing from them and skip from some of the path. Come, I'll show you. Without reason or warning, Glyph removes his shirt. Must I do the same? Is this a necessary requirement for the activity? Because if so, I'll have to decline. Oh, no, it's only if you want to. Should I put mine back on? You shake your head. No, you seem more comfortable. It was hard to imagine being this comfortable practically nude, but it made sense that animals didn't wear clothes. So why would a half human animal like to? Why would a half animal like to? Some clothes aren't so bad, but some are just itchy. I don't know how you wear that toga all the time. I find it comforting personal. To each their own, as you humans say. You humans? Sorry, I tend to forget that you're not human. You look the part. If it weren't for your ears and tail, I'd think the same. If only humans thought the way you do. Glyph turns attention to the dangling vine and the gorge just behind it. The vine itself is thick enough to support a person for sure. He tugs on it a bit, lifting himself off the ground with just one hand. He watches the muscles in his arms and back bulge to make. He makes it look nearly effortless. Dude, honestly, if I can swing on vines across the jungle, I would. I totally would do that. A second later, he lets go, drawing to the ground. He looks up, nodding in approval, and hands on his hips, before turning his focus back on you. He extends out his hand and retracts it at the same moment, opting to wrap his arm around your waist, pulling you towards him in a singular motion, his strength nearly knocking you over. Your hands end up touching bare skin, falling into him. You look up to see canines. Just hold on to me. I can get us both across. I can fly, you know. Now, without drawing attention from some of the residents here, they'll shoot you, mistaking you for a turkey or something. Oh, but swinging from tree to tree like a monkey won't. It's fun. I used to do it all the time as a pup. I checked the vine. It shouldn't snap between the two of us. Even if it did, you said it yourself. We could fly. Your mind wanders to the hands gripping your waist. Glyph's warm skin begins to palm your hand. His eyes searching your lips for a response. You bite your lip, wetting them as you've gone incredibly dry. Okay. The answer escapes you, anything to turn his attention elsewhere. His arm tightens around you, and you end up squeezed even closer to him. His grip on the vine with his arm. Before you can form another cohesive thought, you're both off the ground and are swinging across the ravine. Your eyes close on instinct, a mistake you soon realize as all you feel is your stomach shooting down to your feet. Glyph laughs of all the things as you continue swinging. The ground absent from beneath your feet. This wasn't anything like flying. It's honestly better? This isn't something you've ever felt before. Your eyes open and you watch as the trees come towards you. Glyph, don't worry. Just hold on, Spider Monkey. Spider Monkey? He grunts as he lets go from the vine and somehow lands on both feet on solid ground. Your feet are still off the ground. His arms still holding you firmly in place. You stay there for a moment until you're certain the motion is over. The only thing is Glyph's chest, breathing deeply. His smile is still plastered across his face. That was better than I remembered. I didn't have to dodge trees when I was a kid. Someone could get really hurt. Despite what he said, he's laughing. He looks over to you. How are you feeling? Your nails are digging into me. I'm sorry. Don't be. I didn't mind. His head bends towards you, his fluffy hair right before you. One of his ears twitch. It all looks so soft, you're tempted to touch. You're stopped by Glyph's ear to your chest. Wow, your heart is really beating. You opt to change the subject. You think your tribesmen will like it? What, the present? Cross my heart. Actually, those are not my tribesmen, but I've known them for years. Don't try to sniff you, but don't worry, it's custom. Are you excited to meet them? In theory. Don't your people hate Nephilim? Oh Richie. We hate nobody. Well, we hate a lot of things, but including maybe some humans, and tornadoes, and thunderstorms. But who doesn't, right? Anyway, my advice is, be yourself. That's the best virtue our people can imagine. Right, I can do that. Of course you can. You can do anything. From anyone else, you'd have suspected sarcasm, but with Glyph, such admirations were expressed unbridled. Almost the exact opposite of your Nephilim brethren. They couldn't so much as implement a new phrase into their lexicon without having at least 3 meetings about it. It's only a short hike from here. What do you say? You know what? Sure. Of course. I was worried you were gonna say no. I couldn't. Of course you could. And in the event you did, we'd abandon the whole thing. There's no fun if you don't want to be there. It's very considerate, Glyph. You're always so kind to me. You make it easy to be... You're like a bunny. A bunny? The Lapin and the Terrans, they often have very cute noses. Their skin's so soft to the touch and well, you just remind me of them. I think I understand what you mean. You remind me of Justice sometimes. The main character from those books you like? Yeah, you both are courageous, handsome, kind. Handsome? You don't think so? I mean, my mother thinks so. Some others of my village may have called me attractive. But you also think so? I do. Do you think the others in our party are handsome? Of course. I suppose they are. I think you're the most handsome though. Just don't tell the others. You grab his hand. That doesn't make you uncomfortable, does it? No, it makes you really happy. You're the most gorgeous creature I've ever laid eyes on. This is already getting a bit sappy now, isn't it? Not that I don't like this game, I still love it. Glyph, do you mean that? Without a doubt. It's as I said before, you're far too kind to me. You look down at your feet. The blood in your cheeks has made you feel lightheaded. You feel like pure light. Glyph's hand finds your chin as he pulls it up to look at him. You look into his eyes. It feels overwhelming somehow. To avoid it, you collide into him, digging your face into his chest. I'm sorry, I didn't know what's gotten into me today. You go to say something else to ease this newfound tension when you feel something warm and hot against your stomach. Or you can so much as assess the situation. Glyph has fleed. His back to you. Glyph, are you okay? I have to relieve. I have to go to the restroom. He darts off into the trees without response. It's quite a while before Glyph returns. It was the longest bathroom break he's ever had since you arrived. You almost worried he wouldn't. Hey, sorry about that. You don't hate me, do you? Hate you? It wasn't me. I mean, of course it is, but I didn't try. It's human nature. I suppose animal nature as well. Yeah. It happens to me as well sometimes. I just deal with it. Whether that means physically dealing with it or mentally willing it away. Does it bother you? Not especially. It's the motions of living. I don't think much about how much the cold bothers me. I just seek warmth, and if it's too hot, I find shade. I don't resent the temperature, nor do I resent how my mind or body responds to the world. In that same vein, I don't resent you for the same reason. So Oh, I wasn't expecting that to be where the conversation was going. Do Nephilim have sex? No, though rectifiers are learning the ways. I learned I learned as well, if there was someone with whom I like to experience such a thing. If it doesn't happen, that's fine as well. I can handle it. Though I can't as easily say the same for love. I like to experience that. I read of it, and I can't quite satisfy with that desire for it, nor can I will it away with my mind. Glyph nods understandingly. Anaterans must mate even if we aren't able to fall in love. If our lifespans weren't so short, perhaps things would be different. But I want to be in love, and finding true love is difficult. I imagine so. I don't even know what it's supposed to feel like. I've always believed that I'll just know. Just like when you know it's going to rain, it's a force of nature. I imagine that I can't avoid the feeling even if I wanted to. It will rain even if you wish it hadn't. It's a part of who we are, right? How we love and who we love. I agree. When I find my mate, they will become my everything. It's just a matter of knowing who the right person is. Who it is that makes my soul feel whole again. Such a beautiful sentiment. His eyes are practically sparkling. You'll make someone very happy one day. The words taste bitter as they leave your mouth, leaving a queasiness in place. Almost like you ate something you shouldn't have. Thank you. I hope I get the chance. I won't give up until then. His answer doesn't help. He isn't one to exaggerate. He will spend the rest of his life looking for his other half. It's the first time such an awful, twisting feeling has occurred today. Your words don't lie, but you can't help but feel that you don't want such a thing to come to pass. It's a horrible, evil thought. Why wouldn't you want Glyph to have such a thing? Is it because you couldn't be like this with Glyph if he had a mate? Something about that thought seems right, but why couldn't you be? You both are just friends after all. The walk is silent, but no longer stiflingly uncomfortable. You find it best to not stew on your thoughts. None are productive to your mission or this trip. The force is far more dense here, and so following Glyph closely is key, lest you trip on a root and encounter a snake. Spruce trees make up a good portion of the tree life here. You've always been fond of how they look and smell. One so large, a mere branch blocks your path. You make an attempt to fly, but you're stopped by Glyph. He doesn't say a word, lifting the mighty branch tree over his head. He stands holding it, motioning you to walk through. The path he's made is with his opposing hand. As you do, dewdrops fall into your head. Glyph watches you as you pass under, and he drops the branch gently behind you both. Thank you, Glyph. You're a true gentleman. Me? I don't even have a hat or cane. A memory peeks up from within your mind. What about a handkerchief? He laughs until you pull out an actual handkerchief. And where did you get this? Percy gave it to me. He embroidered his initials on it. I can smell him all over this thing. Why do you have this? Something about a token to remember him by? I feel like that's a reference to Shrek. I don't know why, it just feels like that. Seems unnecessary. My memory isn't nearly that poor. It's a gift. He means to seduce you with it. He'd have a better shot if he had just worn only this. That was a joke, of course. There are too many old behaviors to keep track of, especially with Percy. I just accept whatever he gives me. But you can't. What if he'd offer his hand in marriage? We don't have time for things like wedding right now. But if you did, I don't think I'd accept. I don't want want to give him the wrong impression. Wait, is this how you chip a marriage proposal? No, I mean not usually. When it comes to Percy, everything he does as a means to get you to be his. He's preying on your naivety. Even if I did, as soon as I'm made aware of his tricks, I'll decline. Well, that's a relief. It wasn't my intention to worry you. It can't be helped. No matter what, I'll end up worrying about you. Just be careful with him. I'll do what I can to protect you, but you're plenty strong on your own. This has gotten quite serious. You're right, I'll let it go. The stream Glyph had mentioned before comes into view. The water is glittering as it runs over the smooth rocks and various insects hop along its surface. It's perfectly idyllic spring day. Just beneath fish wait for their opportunity to strike, and birds do the same. These places on Fae were the more wonderful things to the human world. The human world had to offer. You often spend time in cities and villages where it was always loud and bustling. There was beauty to that as well, like exploring the interworkings of a painting. In terms of sheer tranquility, this was the best the world had to offer. This beauty can only exist in a place untouched by man. You watch as Glyph seamlessly moves between being human into blending in with the animal counterparts. He's worked hard to learn the customs of the human world to better join Anaterra into the governing powers of Fae. Just like how you can take on the form that appeals to others, you understand playing a role so that you'll be taken seriously by those who would hate you if they knew the true you. Only one of you could ever truly blend in. Do you know of a settlement called Roundtree? Yes. Are you going that way? It is speaking to you? You turn in the direction of Glyph's voice. There he stands with his finger held to a bird of some kind. Finch, you believe? You believe? Wonderful. I'm Glyph. Nice to meet you, Thistle. When you arrive at the village, you'll find a woman with features like mine, and many pups hanging off her dress. My mama, Hope is her name. Tell her Glyph sent you, and that he misses her very much. I may have sent some of your bird friends to do a similar task to me, but my mama pays well. She has an abundance of dried apples for you to take back to your family. It's no problem at all, Thistle. Thank you. And with that, Glyph lifts his arm and the bird, Thistle, takes off to the east. You knew already Glyph could speak with animals, but you'd honestly forgotten. It wasn't a trait many people had, and Glyph was one of the only Anaterrans you'd ever met. Birds are always so sweet, or should I say tweet? That's a pun, right? Did I do it right? You nod, shaking your head. Do you often send word to your mother? Oh yes, she gets upset if I don't. I forget to send word 1 week, and she sent a squirrel to scold me. She must have paid the little rodent well too, because she let me have it. I suspect she was a mother after all. Mother as well. Feel bad leaving Mama all on her own. The oldest pup just left to go on a hunting trip. Just how many siblings do you have again? 12? The last one, Clover, was born last spring? That's so many. Oh, I know families with 30 siblings. We'd have had more, but our father was banished. Oh, I'm sorry, if you don't mind me asking. How come? He betrayed my mother. He mated with someone else, if you can call it that. Oh, so he cheated on her. Right. He's lucky he wasn't killed. He should have been. My mother was merciful, however. They'd have killed him? That's what's supposed to happen. Anaterrans don't do affairs. If one of the parties cheats and the other, they will be killed. Unless they're my father, I suppose. What became of the person your father mated with? Last I heard, she ran away. He didn't even attempt to go after her. Coward, you betrayed my mother for what? You might as well be dead. I'm sorry. Don't be. I'm there for my mother, and I won't disappoint her how that fiend did. Disappoint her how that fiend did. I know you won't. Glyph looks in the distance for a solid minute, contemplating. Then out of seemingly nowhere he says, I wish I could fly. He smiles sadly. I know. I'm sorry. Do you think you could teach me? You can't say no to that face. It would be easier to teach you magic, I think. I have no desire to learn magic, though. If I don't want to do something, that makes it harder to teach, doesn't it? Are you sure you don't want to learn magic because it's difficult? I know Eritrean blood is resistant to magic, but it doesn't mean they can't learn. Besides, you have a Nephilim to teach you. I can do anything I set my mind to, but the idea of living longer than my peers, that's never appealed to me. He begins walking in the direction of a large tree, no doubt to climb it. Does that not bother you? He thoughts for a moment, looking over his shoulder at you. No, why should it? I suppose it's a trait all Anaterans share. A shorter lifespan. Humans already have such short lives, but half that? It's difficult because your life is so long in comparison. But how much of that life have you spent properly living? My road isn't long, but the journey is filled to the brim. No decades of reading and studying the stars for me. He truly doesn't seem bothered by this in the slightest. Is it a front? Is Glyph capable of hiding his true emotions regarding something that's serious? I may never fully understand it. And I may never learn to fly, but it's worth trying to. Glyph's attempts at flying can be summed up in him climbing halfway up a tree and leaping whilst flapping his arms. The only true effect is bringing you both fits of laughter. Come on, you gotta give me some more tips that aren't learn magic. You're better off asking one of your bird friends. Glyph leans up from a spot on the ground. Richie, you're a genius. Oh god, I gave him an idea. He turns his focus back to the trunk of the tree to climb. A deer? He watches the creature launch itself from the bushes and crashes headfirst into the tree, knocking itself back and shaking its head. Are you okay? The deer's head darts from side to side before settling on Glyph. Monsters? What do you mean? You follow the deer as it runs to where you both came, running away from where you have to go. Birds following. They're all screaming monster. We need to be quick. Both of you hoof it to your destination, only stopping when Glyph drops it to a knee. Before him, a series of footprints. Human footprints. What could that be? The lands are cursed, forbidding a human to tread these lands. There are outlines of toes, walking barefoot as well. Could these footprints be from a monkey? Glyph shakes his head, his ears pulling back. They're unmistakably human feet. 2 pairs, one of which was limping. How? Maybe humans hunting these monsters the animals spoke of. There are the feral, underdeveloped Anaterans, more animal than human. They aren't known to be aggressive towards other animals, though. Something's not right. We've got to get to the village. Glyph whistles sharply. The bird finds his arm. Is a hawk this time. Please, fly ahead. Let any settlements know a danger is lurking. They need to prepare for battle. The bird takes off just as instructed. The 2 of you aren't far behind. There isn't a single Anateran in sight when you both arrive. Is this it? Did they get away in time? Wait, Sin. You lost them? Are you serious? Not a single one? Aye, don't yell at me. You didn't manage to catch one either. You just lost us 50 silver ahead. You realize that? What do you want me to do about it? The argument continues, but the sight of something tied to a tree manages to steal your attention away. Shackled by their bare feet, two skinny, shaking, frail figures, what appears to be a man and a woman, though they almost resemble corpses. Your body moves before you so much as form your next thought. No! His words were sharp, paralyzing. I understand, but no! You needn't ask why. Your eyes are doing it for you. All three. Those men managed to chase off an entire village of Anaterans. What good will we do? We won't let this stand. Memorize their faces. I've got their scent. We can come back to with the others and rescue those prisoners. They're half-bloods, Nephilim and human crossbreeds. That's how those men got here. They had part Nephilim on leashes. They also intended to hunt my friends, use their blood, sell their hides. This won't stand. Believe me when I say this will not get away. They will not get away with this. Putting our lives in danger serves nothing and no one. Let's be smart about this. We have an advantage. There are no casualties. Let's keep it that way. His words soak into you. Your body transforms. Your heart steadies. I almost lost my head. My anger got the better of me. I almost put us all in danger. You're reasonable. You just reacted. Anyone would be the same. I'm also seething, but I can't let my mind dictate my body. I swear on my life, we will hunt those monsters no matter what world they invade. He grabs your hand. Glyph always keeps his promises. The sound of chains pulls you back. Your nails dig into Glyph's hand as you watch the men unshackle those half-bloods and walk away, still arguing about not slaughtering the entire village. Your stomach sours as their voices get further and farther away. The wind is the only sound that can be heard. No children laughing, no chopping of trees, no whistles or jeers. Nothing like you'd expected. Nothing like Glyph had spoken about. Glyph's thumb runs over top the back of your hand in soothing strokes. The promise of returning to hunt those men down, and Glyph at your side being the only relief from this reality. Glyph releases your hand and steps into the village proper, now a ghost of his former self. The meals were still hot, clothes were still damp from the wash, axes lodged into trees. The bag Glyph's been carrying all his time, he unties and sets it out in a half circle before him. A dozen or so cherry pies. One for each friend he hoped to revisit, now cold and laying on the forest floor for the animals to feast on. You walk over, setting a gentle hand on his shoulder. You watch Glyph wipes at his face, tears dotting the back of his arm. Glad they're okay, but I really wanted to see them again. I wanted them to meet you. I was looking forward to eating together. How could such a wonderful day end like this? You sit at his side, rubbing his back as you let him gather himself. I heard a human poem when I was a pup. I remember only a single stanza now. No time to linger by the stream, or chase the echoes of a dream. No rest to see the leaves soft sway as evening turns the light to gray. No moments spent in quiet bliss, but only wonders lost and missed. There is no time for calm and free. Is this what life has stored for me? The one who wrote this, the ones who took my friends. He turns his piercing gaze to you. They're raw humans. How could this be, Richie? Does their true self manifest on paper or here? Damn. That is quite a lot to take in. Alright. I think I'm gonna leave this episode here for now. This so yeah, Glyph's route is probably gonna be a two-parter for now, but I'm gonna leave this video here. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. Be sure to leave a like, comment what you think, share this video with your friends, and be sure to subscribe and click the bell so you don't miss a single notification. I'll see all of you in the next video. Goodbye.
You say you wanna try, but you never do. Sugar, there's a reason.